talking about trade unions.
Yay!
So here are the contents. What is a trade union? Types of trade unions. Types of industrial unions. Why do people join trade unions? Trade unions in Myanmar. Advantages and disadvantages of trade unions. Functions of trade unions. Accomplishments of trade unions. How have trade unions affected the economy? Factors that affect trade unions. So, first of all, what is a trade union? A trade union, also sometimes known as a labor union, is an organization that aims to protect the interests of its workers. For example, their terms and conditions of employment. So now, hey, it's theory. So now,
But there's more than one type of trade union. Craft union, for example, is the oldest type of trade union, and they were originally formed to organize workers to a particular skill. For example, carpenters, plumbers, bakers, they're all craftspeople. And the next is industrial union. It represents all workers in their industries, irrespective of their skills or the type of work done. For example, American Nurses Association. The nurses are of different areas and education levels, but they're all united under a single industry. And next is white-collar unions. They're a labor union which recruits skilled administrative and clerical staff and non-manual workers. They're common in teaching, banking, engineering, etc. And lastly, general unions. General unions are usually prepared to accept anyone, regardless of their work, their nature of work, or their qualifications. This is why they usually have unskilled workers. Drivers, warehouse workers, hotel employees, and shop workers are all part of general unions. Next, dear one.
Yes, thank you. Yes, so I'll be explaining about types of industrial actions. Strike. So what is strike? A strike is work stoppage caused by the mass refusal of employees to work. During a strike, the company loses money every day that striking workers are able to shut down the production. Work to rule. A work to rule is when trade union members only work to fulfill their minimum requirement of their job. Go slow. Go slow is when the trade union members complete their work very slowly. This affects the company's progress and messes with the deadlines. Setting. A setting is when trade union members turn up to work but do not undertake their normal work. This stops the normal flow of business. Passes the mic to Julia. Come on. Say this here.
Why do people join trade unions? The general explanation of why people join trade unions is that they believe the union can help negotiate for better wages and benefits such as better pay, better working conditions, better health insurance provided by their employer, and training for new skills. We'll go into more detail of functions of trade unions later on slide 7. Gary.
trade unions have a great purpose and goal, which will benefit thousands of underpaid and mistreated workers. However, are they really beneficial? Or are they doing so far? Let's take a look at a real-life trade union here in Myanmar. The Confederation of Trade Unions Myanmar, CTUM, is a trade union in Myanmar founded in 1991. As of 2018, it has gained over 65,000 members and is a part of the 16-member labor alliance and represents the entire labor movement in the country. On the 24th of February 2021, workers who produce for Zara called on the fashion giants to issue a statement promising that no workers will be fired for joining anti-coup strikes or demonstrations in Myanmar. And on the 20th April of 2022, CTUM members joined together in a protest against the Myanmar military regime. CTUM is strongly protesting against the arrest and beating up of 2 female trade unionists.
Some advantages of trade unions would be being able able to bargain for higher wages more successfully, which in turn motivates workers to put in more effort into their work. It also paves way for better communication between the employer and the employee, and they provide training for new skills which help workers improve their occupational mobility in case the company lacks workers in other areas. Furthermore, they offer legal support and advice to people who have lost their jobs. However, some disadvantages would be loss in production due to like industrial strikes, the work is slow, there's less production. Unemployment, because big companies with many workers can just choose to like fire rebels instead of giving it to their demands. Reduction in profit, again because of loss in production due to industrial actions. And biased voting, as as actions are based on votes, you will feel pressure to vote for something you don't really wish, which is basically peer pressure.
Function of trade union. So some function of trade union will be the ability to bargain with employers for higher pay and better working conditions. And joint equipment is safe to use. Persuading the government to legalize legislation in favor of workers. Giving support to workers when they are made redundant. Ensuring members are given legal advice. Passing to Gary. Wow.
So, how have trade unions affected? So, factors that affect trade unions. So, what will cause an increase in trade unions? Increase in manufacturing jobs, where workers typically receive low pay and have poor working conditions, or a widening wealth gap and higher cost of living. Workers petition for higher wages and better working conditions. So, for decreasing trade unions, an increase in unemployment. As the unemployment rate rises, they will want to keep their job and not get fired, so they will less likely to form a trade union. And an increase in the number of self-employed people.
Let's look at how trade unions have impacted jobs for us. Here are just a few of their many accomplishments. The 40-hour workday. In 1938, Congress passed the Fair Labor Standards Act that established the 8 workday and the 5 work week compared to the 10-hour, 12-hour, and even 14-hour workdays that were previously expected for workers. They also had no weekends, meaning they worked every day. So the trade union members advocated for 8 hours work, 8 hours of work, 8 hours of leisure, and 8 hours of rest. They also accomplished maternity leave, unemployment benefits, and meal breaks because workers in the past were expected to work continuously until 1943 when workers started pointing out the flaws and took industrial action.
So, how have trade unions affected the economy positively? So, they provide counterbalance to monopsony. So, monopsony is basically when there's only one buyer, and unions may raise and reduce the level of aggregate wages in the economy. They provide greater coordination between firms and employers. So, negative sides. The decrease the number of jobs available in the economy, therefore leading to unemployment. Vast majority of manufacturing jobs lost over the past 3 decades. Widespread unionization delays recovery from economic downturn. Some unions win higher wages for their members, yet not many do.
The food time, yes.
No way.
So, in the yes, competition. By the way, we don't know the right answer.
Yay.
Mr. Justin, join us or
Yeah.
you're part of the audience.
No, please join us.
No, that's cheap.